Okay, probably let's start our webinar, and I hope everybody is connected. Maybe someone else will be here available and will join us later. So the main topic of today's webinar is PMM technology in the world and efficiency of the PMM technology, main advantages of it, and the main problems which we as a service company, as a manufacturers, as a final users meeting while using or transferring from our induction motor system to PMM technology. I will try to describe what is the advantages and main advantages of the Triol products. I will show you the main problems in it on our mind. But let me start first from the short Triol Corporation history explanation, and then we can jump to PMM technology questions. So let me present myself firstly. My name is Anton. I am account manager at Triol Corporation, working for different markets, United States, Latin America, some Middle East. I joined Triol 1 year ago. Basically, I think yesterday was exactly 1 year after my joining of Triol Corporation. And previously I was working as a hydraulic equipment manufacturer sales manager. So Triol Corporation started the history in 1993. Basically, we were the first in USSR region manufacturer of the power electronic equipment based on IGBT models. Year by year, we was developing our line of the variable frequency drives, and starting from 2002, we produced and made the first variable frequency drive for ESP application. From this time, I think the company found new opportunities at the market in the oil production sector. So we started to develop the ESP side by developing the downhole sensor system, by developing the automatic control system, some ESPs, and universal drive for all type of the motors, induction, PMM, and so on. Currently, Triol Corporation has two separated, it's not separated, but it's two different branches of the activity. One is ESP application or oil production sector, for which we are providing such equipment as VSDs, salt starters, switchboards, downhole sensor system, automatic control dispatching system, and the other one is industrial application, for which we are offering the medium and low voltage variable frequency drives and medium voltage soft starters. Going next, right now Triol Corporation employs about 700 people. From them is about 100 design engineers and basically about the same amount of the system programmers. We have 3 manufacturing facilities, 2 of them based in Ukraine, 1 in Russia. And right now we are working all over the world, let's say, with the world-known customers who are the service companies or oil production companies. And we have the full production cycle, which starts from electronic units and ends by metalworking. Our main customers all over the world. I mean, the list is much bigger, but here we are trying to describe the biggest one and world known. So regarding the PMM technology, so everybody knows that the PMM technology right now becoming more and more popular all over the world. I mean, in US it's just entering the market. In some North Africa region, it's already in use. Middle East also starting to use PMM technology. Latin America, I mean, everywhere. And the main reason of that is power factor or performance curve and the efficiency curve of the PMM installation. So as you can see on the slide, the PMM power factor is about 96% all the time, operation time. Whether the simple induction motor, which is more common for everybody, is much less. And the efficiency for the PMM technology is 84-93% for the installation. For the induction motor, it's 74-86. This slide I took from Boret's catalog, because Triol manufacturer historically is not PMM manufacturer, PMM motor. And later I will describe you what products of Triol Corporation could help or could be used for the PMM installation. So basically on this slide you can see why everybody is going to use the PMM technology in the future. Everybody knows the, let's say, top 5 probably of the PMM motors manufacturers all over the world. That's Boret's, that's Novomed, Schlumberger, that's MPS, Magnetic Pumping Solution from Great Britain. And basically these 4 companies probably will, in the nearest several years, will cover all PMM installation needs of the market. If you will go to the next slide, I was trying to show the main problems of using the PMM technology from the customer, from the final customer side, so from the oil production company, whatever. So the PMM system price leveled down its own efficiency. Why? Because several years ago, probably the main question for the oil production companies was just only efficiency. The oil price was high, and any installation was rebuying itself for the short period of time, in several months. Right now, this higher efficiency of the PMM installation must be proved by its price, because I mean it's leveled down of the system price to compare to efficiency. And all the manufacturers of the PMM motors, which I told you about, basically they offer in all installation like a kit. And their problem right now is the high prices at the market. And that's why the final user are not ready to immediately change their induction system to PMM. And what we can do, and everybody could do, the PMM installation could be combined from the different components. That's the opportunity for us, for service company, for the oil production company, to lower down the production cost and lower down the PMM installation cost. So that will make the real efficiency of all installation. The other one question is warehousing. The warehousing of the universal products, which could be used on the current stage, which could be used with both all type of the system, with induction motor system and with PMM system, is very interesting and good for the service companies as well, and for the oil production companies, because they don't need to keep separate products for any system. I mean, if they keep in the universal product in their warehouse, they are ready to ship, or they're ready to install the system which is ready for the final customer from the components, universal components from the warehouse. And later, let me present on the next slides what Triol could offer as a good solution for PMM technology, which is same time keeping its efficiency from the both side, from the price side and from the real efficiency side. And what could be interested for the final customer, for the warehousing, for the using with different type of the motors. And basically you will need to buy only the PMM motor from any supplier, and you will know that you have VSD at your warehouse, which is universal. So let's jump to the actual VSD slide. The Triol VSD, let me make some step back. It's already well-known drives all over the world. I mean, our VSD is operating right now in Latin America, in United States, in the Middle East, in the Asia-Pacific region, about 10,000 wells in operation in Russia, in Africa as well. I mean, the Triol VSDs are well-known, so probably you will not need any problems with presenting Triol drives to the final customer. And so what do we have with the variable speed drive? That's the NEMA 3, NEMA 4, NEMA 4X, enclosure type possible. What is good and what is the difference? The difference will be for sure in the price level. And basically what we need to know the exact customer requirements. And why do we need them? Because based on the requirements, we can do even stainless steel VSD. The other one, universal thing in our drives, is the different supply voltage type. It could be 380, 480 volts, 415 for the Middle East, or for generator use. All the types, and all of this in the same VSD. So you don't need basically to change everything. You're just choosing the type of the network in the controller settings, and that's it. Any additional things or components you need to install. The other thing is the 6, 12, 18, or 24 pulse input possible. Oh, that will make the main influence will be made on the efficiency of the system. Sorry, not efficiency, it will make the influence on the harmonic level, on the THD level. Because as far as we know, and as far as we already supplying the drives to the Middle East countries and to Latin America, one of the main requirements of the customers over there is to be compliant to EEE 519 standard, which requiring the THD level less than 5%. So basically you can get that from 24 pulse drive or our VSD with active harmonic filter. The other option or the other way is using 18 pulse drive, but the harmonic level, THD level, will be a little bit higher than 5%, which is also acceptable by most of the customers. Regarding the how universally the drive, we can underline everything. So it could run all type of the motors, induction, linear, PMM motor of any manufacturer for sure, because our drive was tested and we have references, we have the testing reports with the all world known manufacturers of the PMMs, so you can be sure. And basically you can use why it's universal, any drive, any motor type, any supply network type, different input type, and different enclosure. And by choosing just enclosure type and choosing the input type, you are getting the universal drive, which could be used with any type of the motor and any type of supply network. As well as the general features of the AK06 series is the distance monitoring and control of the installation by connecting through the Modbus connection protocol, optional GSM modem installation, which is also good for some of the customers. Our Triol iDrive system is going as a part of the drive, and which is giving you an opportunity for the well monitoring by our iDrive, Triol iDrive system through your laptop or through your cell phone. So basically, anytime you can go to the web page and see the current status of the system at your cell phone. It's ensure maximum safety and for the service staff, because as well everybody, all the service companies, taking care about their stuff, so you can be sure it's safe. Going next, talking about the university, how universal is a drive. It could be skid mounted, so it's also part of the system and its universal usage. So basically we can do the drive with transformers skid mounted, which will be same size as, let's say, simple C container, and it's becoming even more universal because you can run any type of the motor by the system, you can connect to any type of the supply network, and you can move and transport the system on the one track. So just connecting voltage input or disconnecting, putting the skid on the truck, and you can move it to the other well. And that doesn't matter what system installed at your other well, I mean PMM or some other. With this skid-mounted VSDs, we are working at the Middle East market. Basically, what is our customers over there mentioning about the system? That it's really again universal. I mean, you can transport it. You're just keeping the skids at your warehouse, and anytime for any well with any ESP system, I mean PMM or induction motor, you're just taking it on the truck and moving to the well site, where ESP is already worked over it and in the well, and you're just connecting this skid. That's it. Regarding the PMM, so let me come back to the main AK06 series drive. So again, as far as I know, already in United States, there are about 5 to 10 installation of the PMM technology in operation, and there is a pretty good feedback from the market about the PMM technology. And after my June business trip to the United States, I found that the main problem of the current PMM's technology and PMM system is actually in its price. And that's not the problem in the price of the motor or downhole sensors. The problem is in the price of the VSD. And Triol is, let's say, it's about, in numbers, about 30 to 40% cheaper than the PMM technology providers. Why? Because we are well experienced. We was the first, probably one of the first companies at the market who can run the PMM technology. And basically, we are entering the PMM market right now with making the same step with the PMM motors manufacturers. And the feedback from the market of US was just only the one reason they are not using more of this system is the price of the installation. And the other one, but it's not so important, that the customers do not want to stay without unused equipment like VSDs at their warehouses. For example, if they will order right now the PMM technology system installation, and let's say in some time, in several months, they not gonna use it, they can keep just the motor and the pump in the warehouse, but they can still use the variable speed drive. Because right now at the market, with such a low oil price, where nobody actually knows what's gonna be in the nearest future, don't want to stay with the drives which will be unused in the nearest time. And at the same time, if they will keep the drives at the warehouse for induction motor, they cannot use it for PMM motors. And stepping back, they need universal drives. So basically for US market, we're expecting a huge demand for the universal VSDs. Same time, we are working with of course, we signed the NDA, and I cannot share all the information, but we signed the contracts and working with the main PMM providers right now, currently. And for the Middle East market, for example, for the Egypt, we already running the PMM installation as well. The efficiency is high there is any problem with the drives over there. Some of them installed at offshore. We are going to run the PMM installation in Indonesia with one of the main customers all over there. We are going to run the first drives at Mubadala offshore platform in Thailand. And basically all of these could be confirmed by the Triol Corporation reference list, which is pretty big one. And right now, mostly it's of course it's for Russian market, because historically Triol was the main supplier for the Russian market companies. But anyway, there are a lot of feedbacks and references and official reference from the world-known companies, as well as the test reports for the Triol drives. Okay, and the other one opportunity for the running the PMM motor and induction motor, same drive, but could be supplied with the active harmonic filter. which is giving you the full compliant to the E519 requirements, and the harmonic level is less than 5%. And as I told you, this is a requirement of some Latin America countries like Colombia, like Ecuador, and for the almost all Middle East countries. And somehow it's not somehow, it's a general requirement for the most of the offshore platforms. For the offshore applications, Triol Corporation could produce the drives in enclosure from stainless steel. And again, stepping back, it will be 100% universal for any type of the application, for any type of the network. So from our side, we are assuming and we know that this will be the main, currently the main advantage of the using of Triol drives is multifunctionality and multi-purpose drive or universal drive. And with current oil prices, even the biggest oil companies in the world stepping back for the optimization of the processes, for the optimization of the warehousing of the products. Nobody wants to stay with the huge warehouse, drives or whatever, any products which could not be used in the future. Because, for example, even if the oil price will drop down less than $30 again, nobody's gonna start a new drilling or new projects. But again, by using or keeping Triol drive, you can use them to replace the old ESP systems, or it doesn't matter what type of the module over there, or what type of the installation. Or you can move it if that's an international company, you can move it from one region to another one. For example, from US with 480 volts, 60 Hertz network, you can move it to Russia or to Middle East with 415 volts network. I mean, that's actually what we call universal, and that's actually what's going to help all the companies to lower down their production cost and their warehousing costs. From my side, I mean, looks like everything. I told everything what is important about the drives and PMM technology, and ready to hear any question from you, QSI. Maybe you have some questions, or just type them in the chat so we can discuss it, or I can try to cover them more detailedly. Now, QSI, maybe you want me to cover, to explain some more, to share my opinion about the possible markets and so on, or anybody else who is joining or enjoying our webinar. I'm ready to answer your questions. Okay, QSI. Yes. No, actually, for the THD level, that's not only the Triol feature. Some of the suppliers have the active filters. Some of them have the passive filter. I mean, there are some manufacturers of the drives who can reach the IEEE 519 less than 5% THD level in the world. But same time, their drives are not as much universal as Triol drives. So basically with the drive with the active harmonic filter, which are giving you less than 5% THD, you are getting the universal drive. And the active harmonic filter goes as the part of the drive. And some of the manufacturers, what they are doing, they are buying the active harmonic filter separately, or passive filter, and connecting to the other manufacturers' drives. But again, that's the question of connections, of the connection diagrams, and so on. And the other one, seeing how we can reach it, and basically I don't even think somebody else could do that, the 18 pulse and 24 pulse drives. So Baker Hughes is not able to produce them. Novamet is not able. Toshiba as well. So the other one way to keep the THD level of the needed 5%, less than 5% level, you can use not only active harmonic filter, you can use 18 or 24 pulse drives. Actually, 18 giving you a little bit more than 5%, it's about 6. But 24 with 24 pulse transformer, of course, will give you the needed 5%. And that's the feature of the Triol drives. And this type of the input is kind of cheaper solution than active harmonic filter. And we can tell for sure it's also one of the strong sides of the Triol drives. I hope I gave the reply on your question. Okay, great. As for the PMM technology, I think we need to concentrate on it as well for the Middle East market, because sooner or later, I think sooner, like beginning of the next year or maybe end of this year, the demand for the PMM technology will be only increasing, and we can be ready for that. We can be prepared for that, and we can make good run with our universal drive over there. Okay, so I think that's it. I mean, thank you for the questions. The Qs are more detailed. Of course, you will be our colleagues, or as well me, we will give you more information. We will present everything to you when you will be in Ukraine. We are waiting for you.